When it comes to being an Airbnb host nowadays, some people are struggling on how to keep their properties or units fully booked. This is because right now, the supply side of Airbnb units is a little oversaturated, or so people think. This has led to some people having more unbooked nights than desired. Well, I don't think any of us desire any unbooked nights, am I right? That's why in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different tactics that you can do to increase the money that's coming from your units. These are great tips that you can use if you're in a slow period, or they're just great tips to actually boost your income in general. So regardless if you're going through the Airbnb version of a recession, or if things are popping, these tips can do nothing but raise your income. So let's get into it. First, I do want to apologize because I have not done an Airbnb video in quite some time. I've been traveling and I'm going to start experimenting on ways on how I can shoot these type of videos on the go. I just ask for a little bit of your patience because y'all have been eating these Airbnb videos up and y'all have made it known that y'all do want more of them, and more will be coming. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the topic of the video with the first tactic, which is when you get an inquiry for a particular property and that property gets booked, don't just throw that customer away, so to speak. A lot of people, once their property gets booked and someone was inquiring about that same property, they just let them fall to the wayside and say, hey, sorry, the unit is booked. Remember what I said before about properties being unbooked? Well, guess what? If that property is booked, do an inventory check to see if you have any other units in that particular area that are not booked. For example, most of my units are concentrated in East Dallas, and they're really within half a mile of each other. They all offer the same amenities, and they're all studio apartments. So theoretically, if someone likes this unit, chances are they're gonna like that unit too. So if someone is inquiring about a unit and it's no longer available because as soon as they inquired, before I can respond, someone booked it, which happens more often than you would think, I always make sure to let them know that this unit is booked, but there is another unit in the area offers the same amenities. Consider staying there if you still need a unit. And I always link to that particular unit that's still available. Let's take a deeper look on this on the computer. Okay, so here we are on the computer, and this is an example of a guest that was inquiring about a property, and lo and behold, the unit ended up getting booked. So once that happened, I'm gonna scroll down and I let her know that, hello, the unit you were inquiring about has been booked by another guest. I do have another unit about half a mile away from that one with the same amenities though. If you're still interested in booking a unit, let me know and I can make some arrangements. Then I put below the unit mentioned so she could check it out herself, check the amenities, check the prices, etc. In fact, ironically, the unit I linked actually was about 5% more expensive because that unit is older, has more reviews, and stuff like that. So technically, I made more money from this guest as opposed to if she did end up booking the unit she wanted or initially inquired about. So there is that. So this is an example of visually what it would look like to let a guest know that another unit is available in the area. As we scroll down, you see that she booked, and that was that. Now that you've seen a visual example of what I'm talking about, you'll know how useful this can be. Moving on to the second tactic is you need to have some way of asking your guests that are staying with you if they would like to extend their stay. A lot of people would actually extend their stay because of whatever reason. They decide to stay in a town longer, or if they're in town for business, maybe their contract got extended. There's various reasons why someone might want to extend, but they may not even know if that's an option. So their first instinct is to go to another Airbnb because they just assume that, hey, there's nothing I can do here. I got to pack up and move on, when that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. They just need to know that the option to extend is on the table. To show you what I mean, we're gonna go back to the computer so I can give you the visual example of what I do, and feel free to steal this template if you want. So we're back on the computer, and I'm going to be showing exactly what does that extension message look like. So I'm going to pick one of my units. We're going to go to the night before checkout message, and this is sent at 10 o'clock the night before their checkout. So I'm going to scroll down, and I just basically tell them the checkout instructions, and I hope you enjoyed your stay. And I added this paragraph about 6 months ago, and it's been doing wonders. If you would like to extend your stay or schedule a late checkout, feel free to contact me and we can set that up. As always, I'm here for you if you have any questions. So I just let them know that, hey, the option to extend is available should you want that. And I've also brought up the idea of late checkout. We'll be covering that in the next tactic, early check-in and late checkout. But this would be the place to mention a late checkout if that's something that you want to offer. This is just putting it on their mind. So if they want that, they can let you know that they want the late checkout, and you can arrange for them to make the payment, and then boom. But we'll cover that more in the next tactic. For now, we're talking about the extension, and this is the perfect place to bring up the extension since this is the night before checkout. So if they're thinking about potentially having to find another Airbnb, this would be a time to do it. You could message this sooner in the stay if you wanted to. Like, you could do it like halfway through the stay if you wanted. Feel free to do that. I found success with this, so I don't see any reason to change that. But if you did do it in the middle of the stay, it could potentially open up more avenues to extend the stay, since they will be notified of this sooner. So that's just something to keep in mind. The third tactic that I use to increase the earnings of my Airbnb units or short-term rental units is to bring up checking in early or checking out late in a non-pushy way. And for me, it's paid. Now, if you want to offer early check-in or late checkout for free, that's up to you. For me, there's a fee. And if you're going to charge for early check-in or late checkout too, there's actually income that you're missing out on if you don't have this set up right. Now, you got to bring it up in a non-pushy way because it is something you'll be getting paid for. It'll leave a bad taste in someone's mouth if you're trying to push them into checking in early because it's going to line your pockets. Leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So what I do is, as soon as they book, 2 hours from when they book, I have an automatic message that goes out basically explaining the process of finding the place and setting expectations on what information will be sent that day. But in the automated message, I leave some critical information. We're going to visit the computer again so you can see that information. So I'm going to pick one of my units, pick this one. And this is my scheduled messages. And we're going to scroll down to a little further down, and you see where, and this is meant to go out 2 hours after someone books. So fairly, not right after, but kind of right after they book, they will be notified of this. It says, if you would like to check in early, I'm happy to accommodate an early check-in at a fee when possible based on our cleaning schedule. Please let me know in advance if you would like to schedule an early check-in for higher chances of getting the request approved. So that's just showing you how I brought up early check-in, letting them know that it is available, but it is paid. And if they're interested in that, let me know. And plenty of people take me up on that offer because my check-in is at 4 o'clock. Maybe they want to check in at 1 or noon or 2 o'clock. They don't want to just wait till 4. The fourth tactic is the tactic of upselling. Upselling is basically selling something to someone after they've already bought something from you in a sequential and structured manner. So they've already booked with you, right? They're staying inside your unit. Well, there are things that people may need or want in regards to their short-term rental experience, and you can provide them in the unit. For me personally, I actually have a copy of my best-selling book, The Anatomy of Financial Success. And I hear this all the time. People check out the book, they like it, they ask, hey, is there somewhere I could buy this from? And I personally do one of two things. The second method, it falls in tactic number 5, so we're going to save that for number 5. But the primary thing I do is I tell them, sure, you can actually keep that copy. The price to keep that copy is $20. If they say, yes, I would like to pay that, I just use the Airbnb Resolution Center to send a request for money and specifically say, customer or guest is purchasing my book, The Anatomy of Financial Success, from inside the unit. They pay it, then they get to keep that copy and take it with them. That's an example of upselling. Now, there are a lot of things that you can upsell when it comes to this industry. Some people have these safes where they keep like detergent pods, and they charge for those detergent pods, assuming that your place has a washer and dryer. Some have like little snacks inside these safes and they charge for that. It's really limitless. You need one of those safes to kind of pull that off. But I want y'all to do some research into exactly what would you like to upsell in this regard, because there's a lot of money that can be made on the table, and guests actually are used to this and they don't mind. They've encountered units where stuff is for sale, so don't feel bad about it at all. It's something that could definitely increase your bottom line. And the fifth tactic is affiliate / referral marketing. Now, I actually made a video on my Instagram explaining the details and benefits of using affiliate marketing in terms of short-term rental. So we're just gonna play that right now. So I don't just offer my book, I offer a variety of books. That is my book, but a variety of books of different genres. Palmistry, astrology, and people eat astrology books up, health and wellness, and some kind of social book like This Is How to Win and Influence People. Y'all already know I have an online business, and that includes being an Amazon affiliate. So then I thought to myself, that customer had to message me to actually about buying my book. Why can't I just make the process automatic? So what I just did, I printed off a worksheet that has every book in all of my short-term rentals. It says, enjoying a book inside your unit. You can always purchase it to continue your reading adventure after your stay. And this QR code goes to my Amazon affiliate storefront where it has all those books available, nothing else. So what this effectively does is someone can go and buy the book, but Amazon has 24-hour cookies. So if they buy a few books and a $500 flat screen TV, I get a commission on that TV too. So always keep an eye out on how your businesses can complement each other. That element is kind of missing in the short-term rental business, in my opinion, in terms of like content creators. So I'm just sharing that. Maybe it'll inspire someone to just think a little creatively when it comes to business. Again, that was dropped on my Instagram. But if you want to see more just miscellaneous tips dropped about Airbnb on Instagram like I do all the time, consider following me on Instagram. You can scan the barcode that's on the screen right now, or just click the link in the description. But I mentioned how I have a scan code inside the unit that leads to a Amazon store that covers all the books in every single unit. So if someone is reading a book that they really enjoyed, like one real popular book is called Type Talk. People love this book. It gets interacted with a lot in my units. Not as much as my book, but I guess that kind of makes sense. So if someone wants to buy that, they can just scan that code inside the unit. It takes them to the Amazon store. They can buy it on Amazon, and boom. Of course, that's just one example, and it's an online example. You could be scoring local deals with various restaurants or places that your guests tend to frequent. How do you know where they're going? Well, you can actually do this in one of two ways. You can actually dictate where they're going by making literature or information available to them, letting them know what are the best places in your city to visit. Or you can actually just conduct a short survey, basically asking them like, what did they do during their stay that they found the most attractive? Like, did they go to the museum? Did they go to this particular restaurant? And whatever is the most popular, well, then you know what to do next. But you should be going to these places and scoring referral deals. To explain this, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about when I used to be an Uber driver. So it's no secret that I used to be an Uber driver. If you want to know more about this, check out my other channel, The App Lifestyle. But I would send customers to various places in my Metroplex in regards to popular places like this restaurant or this club. But before I would do that, I would go to that particular venue, explain, hey, I'm an Uber driver, this is full-time. I get X amount of people in my car every single day, minus 2 days a week, because, you know, I got to maintain my sanity. They ask me all the time, what's the best restaurant in the city, or what's the best museum in the city, or whatever. And I would love to recommend your place. What's it to you for me to recommend this place to the people inside my car during my rideshare trip? And you know, the sky's the limit. Some people say, oh, well, that's worth the free meal here, buddy. I mean, we'll make sure you get a discount here, or we'll make sure next time you come here, it's on the house. Like, you just keep the people coming and you can just eat here for free. Some people will pay you a monetary amount. Like, it could be a flat fee of, oh, well, you know, once we verify XYZ, we'll give you $50. And then you could extend that into something more long-term. Like, okay, if I send 10 people here on a monthly basis, they'll give me a 50 or $100. Think about scoring local deals because you have a lot of traffic coming through you as a conduit via your Airbnb units. In fact, the greatest example of this that I'm working on for my units right now, I'm looking at getting some literature or like a catalog made that basically describes somewhat like the attractive spots of Dallas, more about the Airbnb host, which in this case is me, as well as knowing some, good things to know inside the unit, like obviously the Wi-Fi information, stuff like that. But part of that catalog or booklet, if you will be recommending certain restaurants. Now, some of y'all know about the Veggie Outers, which is a group that encourages more people to eat less meat. It's a plant-based group that I've run for the better part of, I want to say almost 8 years at this point, but it has various reviews, both video and written on the website. Now I want you to think about this for a sec. Let's say if you're one of these vegan restaurants and some guy comes up to you and says, hey, I have a blog that covers vegan restaurants and we've been to your restaurant. It's pretty good based on our review, but I also have various short-term rental units where people are coming on a regular basis, going in and out of my units and checking out the city. The average stay is about maybe 4 to 6 days someone stays. And I've just put together a booklet recommending the best vegan restaurants in the Metroplex. What's it worth to you to be on that list of recommended places inside that booklet? Well, what do you think they're gonna say? They have a review, which is favorable, and it is genuinely favorable. It's not me like swaying the review in their favor just for this. No, they have to already be a good restaurant. But have a review, written is good. Have a video review, they can actually see the food, and I can actually recommend it to them in this short-term rental booklet. Do you think the guest is not gonna at least go check it out? Of course they are. And that sets a negotiation table for me to get free meals or even get paid off of just recommending them. I want y'all to start thinking of creative ways like that to do referral marketing, or if you want to do something in the online market like I did with Amazon, the affiliate marketing. But with that being said, that covers 5 tactics that you can use to increase the money or cash flow of your Airbnb units. Keep in mind, I didn't say increase bookings necessarily. Obviously that will increase your cash flow, but if times are slow, bookings may be kind of scarce. So these are ways to further monetize bookings that you've already got, with the exception of tactic number 1, which is if someone inquiries and the unit gets booked when they're inquiring, just shoot them to another one of your units as long as it's close by and offers the same amenities. But that does it for this video. Like I said, I'm gonna be coming out with more Airbnb videos. So if that's something that interests you, consider subscribing if you're new, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you found value in this video. Catch you later. Don't forget to get out there and take control of your financial destiny.